So I'm a bit excited. Well, excited is a strong word, but a couple of things turned up in the mail. These are my O2 sensor spacers for my VF Commodore 2014 SV6. Now I have got an aftermarket sports exhaust in this. It's a 2¼ inch X-Force exhaust. Now it does have the high flow cats, 100 cell high flow cats. And when it was installed, we've obviously had to remove the O2 sensors and put them into the new downstream side of those cats. Now, of course, there's a slight difference with the O2 sensor now picking up probably a little more oxygen than it normally did and before with the OEM exhaust. And of course, it's thrown a code. An engine light has come on in the cabin on the dashboard, and well, that's a damn shame because well, now it needs to be erased or cleared, and the only way to do that is with a computer, of course. So well, I've since gone and got these delivered to me, and I'll be installing these. These are what they call an O2 spacer. Now, these are the only way you're going to get around it. You could clear your code, but it will come back unless you do something like an O2 spacer. Now, these ones are good because this particular one has another little insert that's probably about 1 inch long, and it's got even another little honeycomb, looks like a stainless honeycomb part inside there that will almost act in itself like a catalytic converter. And so any gases that the O2 sensor is picking up on, hopefully they'll be burned away before the O2 sensor sends an issue to the ECU in this car and says, hey, throw that code again. So I'm hoping that these work. Now, I've got to jump under the car and install them. I've got the car on some car amps, and I've got a jack in there just in case. So I'm going to get under the car. I'm going to take out the old O2 sensors, pop these guys in. They're just an adapter spacer, and make sure that these are nice and tight. I will say they're a bit loose in there, those little catalytic converter style things. They're a bit noisy. I hope I don't hear them rattling around when I'm driving. They're not the best fit in here, actually. They're well, anyway, I'm going to do it, but because they're here, and but if they start rattling around, I may, I don't know, wrap some foil or something around there that can handle the heat and really wedge them in. But oh, it shouldn't be too much of a problem because they will be up on an angle like that, and I don't think you're probably not going to hear it, but well, that remains to be seen. And it actually remains to be seen if they work. Unfortunately, just installing these on their own is not going to clear that code. I'll have to go and sort that out when I get a tuner to do my tune at the dyno, but easy enough cleared, but I hope it doesn't come back on account of these being in there, because that's the whole point of these, is to sort of baffle the O2 sensors and have them believe that the catalytic converter is doing the job that it should be. These high flow cats, you know, obviously they don't have quite the chemistry of the standard cats, which are about a 400 cell, I believe. These are only 100 cell, so they allow a lot of the emissions to flow through and not burn away like the OEM cats do. So, well, this is a solution to the problem, and I'm going to get under there and see if they actually work. So that's my O2 sensor, obviously. Now, I'm a bit concerned that I don't have a lot of cable here. I noticed it runs up into just sort of like a clip up there. And well, my worry is that I'm going to put this spacer on. I've managed to get this off, by the way. That was really, really tight. Obviously, these things heat up and cool down, and it was super tight. So I had to get a set of multi-grips in there and give it hell, but I managed. But I'm worried that my spacer is now going to give me a concern with this not being long enough. Anyway, we're about to find out. The idea is to pop this spacer in, and like I said, I mean, that's probably, well, that'd be 30 mil, 3 centimeters. So by the time that is bought out 3 centimeters, I just hope I have enough length on this. There's not a lot of length to play with, so, well, I'm interested to see if that's going to, yeah, be a problem.
These do come in, I believe, a 90 degree as well. I probably should have got the 90 degree because I didn't really look at this before I ordered it. But I think there's a 90 degree one that you can angle up back toward where the cable's coming from, in which case you'd have plenty of length. But we got to try and make do. Okay, so the clip was pretty easy to get undone. I'll just take this out, pop in our, by the way, I've tightened that very tip. It was really just threaded on by hand. So I got the multis out and I tightened that up as tight as I could. The last thing you want is for that little catalytic converter that's in there to fall into your exhaust. You'd never get it out and it'd just make a hell of a racket. Geez, that's not going in very well. Hang on. That is the right thread. Yeah, that's the right thread. How is that not going in all the way? Okay. It should. That just tightened up a lot. I would have thought this would thread by hand the whole way. Look at that. It's going great. And then it sort of starts to get tight. Anyway, we'll get the multis out and just persist, I think. You're probably wondering why I use multis. Well, I am a tradie and it's a different trade to this one, but multi grips are something we use for, geez, just about everything. And far out, I got no space here. Oh, that's not too bad. It's obviously a lot deeper of a thread than the original O2 sensor. It's just working its way through some of that new thread. Probably a lot of build up in there as well. Now, like I said, my concern is that our cable might not be long enough. What I might have to do is loosen off the bracket where it holds the cable clip. There we go. Okay. Oh shit. Let me just turn these around. Yeah, that's heaps tight. That's fine. I probably could have used a bit of thread lock, but to me, that is not going anywhere. All right, well, now we're going to pop the O2 sensor in. Give that a tighten. Yep, that's pretty good. Now, is this going to make it over? Oh, just. Is that the right way? Nope, that's it there. Oh, look at that. Jeez, it's tight. That's tighter than I'd like it, but that's clipped in. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not ideal, and it's starting to look very low. You know, this section here is now almost the lowest point of the car. I don't want that to be hitting on. What a pain. Geez, I should have got the 90 degree one that comes up, back up under the car a bit more. The last thing you want to do is damage that little corner there. I suppose I could unclip where it fits into the transmission case. There's a stud here that's provided for this terminal, but even still, that doesn't eliminate the problem of having this point so low. Ah, geez. Yeah, these aren't going to work. I'm going to need to get the 90 degree one, unfortunately. I simply cannot trust that. The first bump I hit, you know, at a supermarket or something, that could tear this apart, and that's going to be a big problem for me. So, what a shame.